All right. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Yes? All right. How many of you heard of Istio? Raise your hand. All right. How many of you heard Istio ambient? Okay, a few of you. Well, a third of you. All right, so I'm actually going to keep it simple because this is my only slides. We're going to talk about Istio ambient, basically running service mesh without sidecar. So without further ado, this is odd to do a demo, so let me adjust this a little bit. I'm going to show you quickly how Istio ambient works. This is my Kubernetes cluster. In my default namespace, I have my demo application deployed. I also have RAG pods deployed. You can see version 1 and version 2. I have it deployed. Notice I'm not running any sidecar. I'm doing 1/1, right? So that means my pod only has one container. And in the namespace of default, we're going to look at the labels on the namespace. To enroll a pod into Istio ambient, there's no need to restart your application pod. All you need to do is add this magical label, istio.io/data play mode. By the way, can you guys see, is the font size okay for the folks in the back? Good, thanks. All you need to do is mark a data plane mode equals ambient. So that enrolls all the pods in this particular namespace into ambient. Because I'm also going to use some of the layer 7 policy enforcement, which I'm going to use HTTP routes to control traffic shifting between my RAG version 1 and version 2. So I also use a waypoint in my namespace. And not only I have the waypoints deployed, which I will show you after I get out of this panel. I also mark the namespace to say I want to use that waypoint deployed in my namespace. This is important so that you could potentially deploy a waypoint and not using it and just test it. So you can see this is my waypoint, and I already have my namespace. Just by 2 simple labels, I enroll all the pods into ambient, and I also said all the pods I want to use this particular waypoint. On the HTTP routes, I have 2 simple routes. The first route is from the Istio ingress gateway to the demo application. You can see it's just simply when the traffic arrives on port 80, it routes to the demo application. And I also have a simple RAG route, which allows me to control traffic to the RAG version 1 and version 2. Right now, it's very simple. I route all the traffic to version 1. So with that, I'm going to show you the demo application. I have port forwarding already set up on this environment. Let me just double check. So I have Istio ingress forward to 8888. So what I'm going to do is go in there, and you can see this is my demo application, and this connects to the RAG service. So the version 1 of the RAG service can only handle PDF file. There's no TXT file it can handle. So if I click on ambient.txt, it tells me, hey, it can't handle because it's the version 1. So if I'm going there again, it always goes to version 1 because I'm using traffic shifting to control routes, right? So in order for me to go to version 2, all I need to do is I'm going to change this HTTP route policy to switch the traffic, assuming, because I only have 5 minutes, so I'm just going to switch all the traffic to version 2. So I'm going to change this to 0 and change this to 100, and I'm going to save this, and I'm going to apply this route, the RAG HTTP route. So assuming that's already done, I should hopefully to see this upload working, and it's working. All right, so let me ask, what is Istio ambient? All right, so it's basically searching from that TXT file to be able to provide, it's building on the concept of a sidecar, but without, well, it's not exactly right, this RAG service. let me ask it again. I feel odd. The answer is so short. Let's see if it can provide a better answer. Okay, this time it's better. Traditional sidecar, but with simple, lighter architecture, remove the lead of sidecar. That's exactly what ambient is. By the way, the reason I'm using RAG is I could chat with a llama and a lava model, and if I ask what Istio ambient is, okay, maybe my Nava is not running, okay, but if it works, it actually wouldn't know Istio ambient is without sidecar, which is why I developed the RAG module. And just to visualize how everything works in this application I just showed you, you can see I was going to RAG service version 1, and it was red because it doesn't take the TXT file, and when I go to version 2, it was green because it was take TXT file. So just by simply label your namespace with magically ambient, I got mutual TLS across all my services. I got layer 7 metrics, HTTP layer. I got the graph, I got observability, and I also got traffic control and authorization policy through Waypoint. That's the demo. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of KubeCon.